2 weeks ago, I asked you Grains if you wanted to see the Harry Potter coding kit. And so naturally, I asked you to show me through likes, and I requested 20,000. However, overwhelmingly, we've actually reached practically double that amount, so I know what you want. So I sent out SaltEcrafter with some money during a blizzard to go buy the kit, you know, instead of finding it on the streets because it's still pretty new. 5 minutes later, first, I don't know how she does it. She shows up not just with the kit, but with more money in her hands. She really is a mystery to me. And so for this week, the Harry Potter coding kit is the one under attack. Review. This kit has been heavily advertised, so many of you have seen it. It is a $130 kit, and that's why I needed to make sure that y'all wanted to see it.
All right, let's pause for 2 seconds here because the prices keep changing. If you look at the American one, it is currently at $79.99. And if you look at the Canadian Amazon, the price is higher. But I promise you, the prices keep changing because when I first started seeing it, it was $130 Canadian.
But by the time I bought it, it was on sale for some reason. Hopefully they'll just keep the sale in case it's good. But if it's not, we know exactly what's gonna happen. I promise if it's not good, I'm gonna burn the box in the fire pit outside. Because it's the holiday seasons, extra shoutouts are in order. And so this week they go to Unicorn Pastry, who probably needs to work on her articulation, and Allison Tran. If you want a shout out in my Friday videos, holidays, y'all get extra salt. Sweet and salty. Make sure you hashtag Nerdification Squad in the comment section below within the first 45 minutes of a video's release, or hashtag NerdECrafter on Instagram or Twitter anytime with any of your creations. So the idea behind this kit is that we're supposed to be able to code our own wand and be able to make our own cute little spells and whatnots. So I'm really curious because I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter, so I want to see what kind of spells we can do in there. Without further delay, let's see what we get inside. By the way, this box is so premium. Okay, I thought this would be kind of like embossed, but it's not. It really is just printed, and it has the KANO symbol right on top, and that one is actually, look at that, that one is embossed. Why is the Harry Potter symbol not, but this one is? Still feels nice, right? Ooh. Why am I so impressed? The packaging really is something else. Oh my god. Oh my god. Here's what we get inside. The pieces to put the wand together, batteries, a lanyard, not sure what this is, some really cute stickers, and a sheet of some spells, and the instructional manual. The interesting thing about the instructional manual is that it's really getting me super excited. Let's keep in mind that the box, hang on, just wait here 1 second. The box says ages 6 and up, which in all technicality should mean that I shouldn't have any issues putting it together. So all those of you are like,
but Jakey, you did it wrong.
I'm pretty sure my mental capacity is at least 6. That I'm sure of. Above that, I can't confirm. So the fact that this instructional manual is written in such a simple and illustrated way is really getting me so excited. All right, so let's put our wand together because this is so exciting. So how to make a coding wand. This is your coding wand. It is made of plastic, rubber, copper, and electronics. This is really fun because not are you just getting something that you can use, but I feel like they're really setting you up for a learning environment and getting ready to accept information. So I really was, actually the second I picked it up, I was like, what is this? Is this plastic? But it does tell me it's plastic, rubber, copper, and electronics. And it goes on to tell us all the different parts. Oh, so that thing I didn't know what it was? It's a button. Let's build your coding wand. Pick up this piece. All right, so we have our first piece here. Nope, that way. Wait, what does this say? For maximum magic time, remove batteries when wand is not in use. Understood. It's called a printed circuit board, or PCB. Look closely at the parts. I love learning. So the fact that they're going very slowly, I didn't know what the circuit board is called. Circuit board. I don't know what it's called. So the fact that they're explaining it very slowly and giving us details on what each part is, that is a bonus. An absolute bonus. So I'm gonna leave this for you there. Wow, should have hydrated more. So I'm gonna leave this for you grains in case you're really curious, but we get to see where the Bluetooth antenna is, the codable vibration motor, microcontroller, and all that stuff where they're actually situated on the wand. That's a lot of work that went into this circuit board. All right, what do we do next? Let's add some power. Turn the PCB over. This is where the batteries go. Okay, I know how to put batteries. Let me put batteries in. Okay, maybe I don't know how to put batteries. All right, so as soon as the batteries are in, I see some lights go on. I don't know if I was supposed to do something with this, but let's read on. Let's read on. Okay, so we have to turn it around to make sure that the blue light is on, and it is on. Inside this little black square are 3 sensors. Ooh, gyroscope that senses gravity, an accelerometer, that knows your speed, and a magnometer to calculate the coding wand's direction. You know, if I didn't know better, I would call this magic. That means your coding wand knows if you're moving it up, down, forwards, backward, left, right, quickly, or slowly. I feel like I'm taking you guys throughout this whole thing just because it really is interesting, but I'm gonna skip through at some point, just put it together, and then we're gonna go through the actual part where we're coding and making our spells, because I think that's what y'all came here for. So here we have our wand. It took less than a few seconds to put it together. And now for the fun part, the next few pages in the actual instructional manual, if we look here, is pretty much explaining how is it that this magic works, how the coding works, how the wand works, and the kind of reactions you would get depending on how you do the weaving of the wand. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my laptop, and I'm going to try first on the Chromebook. If that doesn't work, I'm going to go ahead and pick up another computer. But before that, a tiny intermission. Alright, so I've been waiting at the found your device, checking for important updates screen for 10 minutes. Is it Chromebook? Is it the app? I don't know. All I know is I'm waiting. Alright, so here we made it. Who would have thought that this would have been easier on a Mac? I'm normally not a Mac person, but I have been slowly being converted. That is a discussion for another day. Okay, so right away we see that we have Diagon Alley as our first mission, and it's like little pulsating little thing. Pretty cute. So let's click on that and see what we have to do. Oh my gosh. There's like all these little shops and things. We have the Leaky Cauldron, we have the Weasley's Wizards Wheezies. So my guess is that there's like a challenge in each one. Holy wow. I have goosebumps. I feel like a kid right now, and I'm so excited. So let's go ahead and click on the Leaky Cauldron. Learn how your coding wand works. Let us start. Okay, let's start by centering your coding wand, point it at the middle of the screen, and press the button. Hello? Is it supposed to touch? Am I supposed to press something? Okay, let's start by centering your coding wand. Point it in the middle and press the button. I promise you that is exactly what I'm doing. Go, 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 go. Am I too close? Work, come on. Why isn't it working? Should I be doing something else? I have no idea what's going on. Let me troubleshoot and find out and get back to you grades. All right, so as you can see on the screen now, it does, whoa, hey there buddy. So it does work. What I had to do was close the whole app and just restart it. Look at that. Whee! What can we draw a face? Nope. So the reaction time is a little slower than what you would expect, but let's see, hang on, let's center it. There is a bit of a slow delay, but that's not a big deal. Let's move on to the next one. Next. All right, knock objects off the shelf. Wata! Ooh. Ooh, yes, that is fun. Let's move under. Wata! Nope. Let's try again. Yeah. Oh, okay, we can't move through the shelf. How is that magic? Oh, and let's get you out of... See, I'm already off the screen. So you can see my wand over here is off the screen, but my little pointer. So let's center it again. Let's move them off. So there's a lot of recentering that you have to do by pressing the button. Other than that, so far I'm having fun. On to the castle. Okay, the Owlery. Experiment with color. Start. Okay, drag blocks and connect them to create code. Okay, so now we're gonna grab this block and change an object's color. Okay, so now we're going to have to wave our coding wand upwards quickly and watch the owl. So keep an eye on the owl, and we're gonna move the wand upwards quickly. Oh, it turned red. Okay, that's pretty cool. Do we get to do it again? No, just once. Why not try changing the owl to a different color by adding different wand directions? Let's make a blue owl. Different color by adding different wand directions. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's the wand left. Let's try that. Ready? Oh, that's right. Okay, I got this. I got this. I told you, intellectual level of a 6-year-old, most likely. All right, left. Blue. Let's see if we're allowed to add more coding for those kids who are a little more eager or adults that are 6+. This is really cool. I've never coded in my entire life, and the fact that they color coded everything is really neat. So I'm gonna try this basic, make 4 different kinds of tints, and then we're gonna come back and see if I succeeded in coding 4 different directions and 4 different colors. Okay, so here we are, and here's my code. As you can see, I have left blue, up as like a fuchsia, right green, and down as yellow. So let us do, so let's go up. Yay! It's so cute. Like, I'm a grown adult, but this is so fun. Okay, let's go down. Let's go right. Let's go left. That is really neat. I'm not pressing the button, by the way. I'm just doing these little flicky motions. And this is the basic of coding. And I got it within a few seconds. This was so easy and so intuitive. I love that we're just dragging the blocks onto the screens. I mean, let's see here. If I wanted to delete this whole thing, all I have to just do is take the whole thing, drag it into the trash. And then if I want to make new ones, all I have to do is go into event, because I saw that this was the color, and on wand, drag this one. And then I realized that this color here was an object, and I went into object tint, dragged that one, whoops, and attached it to that. So now we have all these options. I don't know what all is. My assumption is I'm going to be learning this as the challenges get more and more difficult. But we do have all these options, and you can change the colors so easily. I mean, look at the color over here. I don't know, if I wanted to change it to like super yellow, but we have yellow. Let's make it a black owl. So suddenly now, if I go up, it's a black owl. If I wanted it to be any other color, let's do orange. I love orange. Go back up, it's orange. It's really that easy to work with. So I'm gonna do a little bit more challenges, see how far I can get, and then try something a little more complicated and see whether or not I get any kind of roadblocks. So far, another thing that is really adorable is the fact that you can change your avatar. She was a little too content for me. We're gonna go with the skeptical face, because a little skepticism is very healthy. And of course, you can change the hair. I kind of like the side shave. I could never rock a side shave. You can have glasses, you can have hats, body, accessories, and yeah, these are locked. So from what I understood is that you can unlock things depending on the challenges that you overcome, which that's pretty good. All right, so as I'm progressing through the lessons, now we finally can do a spell, and I've made quite a few brooms. If you could see in the corner over there, you see quite a bit of brooms. So they tell you to hold the button down and do the actual motion. And the more I do that, the more brooms I get. One of the things that you should note is that it doesn't encourage big movements. My guess is because they don't want you flicking this thing all over the place. But yeah, your movements are pretty limited to the screen and just very cute small movements. How many brooms can I make? Can I crash this thing? Well, it seems like this program has way more patience than other people would with me. It's able to tolerate me, which is a feat in itself. All right, so I'm gonna continue doing these lessons, see how far I can get within half an hour-ish. But so far, it's a really relaxing activity, and I'm learning from it. So, I mean, there are cons. We'll get to that.
A few moments later.
I wish I could make things up. My imagination's not that great. But for some reason, the wand decided to stop working, and it's still blinking, but for some reason the program can't find it anymore. So I'm sitting here for the last 5 minutes trying to get the wand to sync the app. So I don't know what happened. While I was coding, suddenly I couldn't make any more birdie bots. I was like, why is my wand not good enough for you? Is it not long enough for you? Is it just not the right shape for you? Grow up. Alright, so I did restart the computer and it was able to resync for some reason. I don't know why it would do that because Bluetooth was on, everything was on. I tried to resync it and it was like,
Nay, I am not resyncing until you restart the computer.
that was a bit of a pain in the butt because that was the only option I had. It just seems like the issue isn't necessarily the wand, but the app. So I went back and found the exact same place that the wand gave out on so that I can learn from it and redo it. And the second I ended up in the exact same spot, trying the exact same spell, by the way, it's all guided, so I'm
Not doing it wrong, Jackie.
and the exact same thing happened. So the wand just kind of lost control. And even though I'm saying connect again and the Bluetooth thing is on, you see, we get the pop-up again that the wand is not found. So this makes me think that there is probably a bug with this specific exercise for some reason, even though it is fully guided. So I can't finish this specific exercise. I'm curious though if we can move on to the next one. Maybe I'm too smart and I broke it. I got out of the program, well, out of that specific exercise, see if it works. Nope, have to restart my computer still. Dang nabbit. All right, just to be clear, as you can see over here, let's get you guys a little closer. My wand is finally connected. All right, so let's do Birdie Bots again and see whether or not we're going to lose the connection of the wand. All right, Birdie Bots. So it says recenter the wand. Let's do it again. Now we're going to continue because this is the part where I'm getting salty. To move on from this step, and I've just been hitting a standstill. So we can summon Birdie Bots up to a certain point, and then afterwards we can't. So let's do this. I've done this multiple times to the point where I know where this is going. See, so far, oh, there it is. There it is. Did you guys see that? We lost connection again on the wand. And it has nothing to do with being idle because some of the coding took a lot longer and I didn't lose connection, but it really has to do with this part over here. So I'm gonna restart this. Obviously we can't do the Birdie Bots. Let's try the chocolate frogs now. All right, so the wand has been reconnected. I saw that little pop-up. I'm like, don't you dare. I am already at a high salt level right now. Don't you dare pop up on me. And you can tell that the wand is connected by these little numbers, X and Y, that are constantly moving back and forth. So I'm going to make sure that the wand stays moving so it recognizes that the wand isn't idle. So I'm going to put it around me. So all right, let's do the chocolate frog activity and hope that we do not lose our wand this time. There we go. We got our chocolate frogs that move around. I think the Birdie Bots one really is an issue. Ooh, these frogs. Hang on, let's recenter. There we go. Why am I so entertained by this? All right, so now we're on to the coding where I did over here that has to do with the actual spells. So I'm really excited about this one, and we're supposed to be able to do Wingardium Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Not Leviosa.
I mean, come on, even if someone was my friend and saying it that way, it is condescending, Hermione, so just calm your nerves down. All right, are we ready? Let's do it. Wingardium Leviosa. Oh, I got it, and it's not too picky, thankfully, but yeah, you could see that we coded the feather for it to actually mimic our wand. Look at it float, look at it float. Oh, float down, no. So it is pretty cute, really entertaining. I could spend hours on this. Why am I so easily entertained? The coding itself, I'm starting to understand the logic behind it the more it's repetitive. Look at that feather. So yeah, the more it's repetitive, the more I'm getting understanding. English number 1. Oh, look at that. If we rotate the wand like this, the feather also sways. Oh, that's what that code meant. Okay, that's really neat. Not just up and down, or left and right, or right and left, but also side to side. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, can we? Oh, loop-de-loop. Loop-de-loop. Oh my god. Loop-de-loop.
1 hour later.
All right, I think 4 hours of playing with it is enough. Let's go over there and have a chat, my little friends. Time to find out. Is this it worth it? So much conflict, so much conflict. If you're new to SaltEcrafter, we like to start with the salt because that is the only fuel our body needs. It's not food, it's not sweets, not fruits. We run on salt. So every morning we gargle with salt and we're good for the day. So if you're new, make sure that you do bring either a glass of water or something sweet to balance it out until your body gets used to it. The first con is this is not compatible with every single device. They do mention in some parts it says most devices, and then in other parts it says all devices. So it's a bit of a conflict. So you're gonna have to make sure that you check on their website and double check that you do have a device that works with it. Once I got the app going, it just didn't want to start. So first exercise of having to calibrate the wand, we were not doing it wrong, is just we had to restart and do it all over again. So make sure that if you run into a little bit of a trouble, the answer may or may not be just restart your whole device. As you're doing the activities, you're going to notice that there is a bit of a delay between the motion that you're doing and the motion that's appearing on the screen. It's not a huge deterrent, but it is there. There's no doubt that there is a learning experience here, but sometimes they were telling me to change numbers and I didn't understand why. Everything else they were explaining what it was doing, but the change in the numbers, maybe they're gonna say it later on, but after 4 hours I still wasn't sure why I was changing some numbers. Why? Why was the wand randomly changing and disconnecting from the app itself when I did 0 things differently? It was still moving, it was still around my wrist, it was still calibrated, but then it was like,
Nope, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Jackie.
so the wand disconnecting was pretty annoying, especially once I got to that same spot. It just disconnected over and over and over again. So because it was disconnecting, you have to log off and reconnect back on. Even though you have the option of continuing the challenge that you left off of, the one that you haven't completed, gets a check mark like you completed it, but you didn't. So trying to re-find that same activity, you have to scroll through all the other challenges to find it. Would be great if they had a checklist on the side so that you can easily go back into the index and choose from there, not just based on images, but also the word and the name of the challenge. I don't know how this kit is being heavily pushed when all their bugs have not been fixed, especially the bug on the Birdie Bots beans. No matter what I did, there was no way that I could finish this specific wand exercise without the wand disconnecting. So if it had happened once, fine. If it happened twice, if it happens 3 times, obviously it's the program. But with me, I tried 4 or 5 different times. I lost count because I was getting pretty annoyed. And every single time, without fail, it was like, and I'm like, that's something they definitely have to fix. Which leeways onto my 8th con, a disconnected wand. You just can't reconnect it because even on their troubleshoot page, they tell you to remove the batteries or to restart the whole computer. And if you're going to reconnect it, make sure that you reconnect it as a new wand because otherwise it's going to be stuck on the reconnecting and it just won't reconnect. So there's a pain in the butt depending on your device. So you just have to keep that in mind. On to the pros. The manual is extremely clear. It was such a joy. It was just the right amount of information for a beginner. So I learned terms and I learned the different pieces and what they're called. For an item that is $130 normally, that's Canadian, but I did buy it on sale for $119. The packaging was really nice and the attention to detail was appreciated. So it's not like it was packaged very sloppily. As a huge Harry Potter fan, the challenges in there were really exciting. Not only were they exciting, but the animations were absolutely adorable. So of course we get the owls, the birdie bots, so that didn't work for some reason. But we did get the cute little chocolate frogs. And the list goes on. Up until the point of the wand disconnecting, I was immersed. I was so into it and so having fun. I had not realized how much time had passed. I didn't know I could code, and I probably still don't know how to code, but as it's repeating itself, I'm learning the basics of coding, which I actually enjoy. I didn't know I enjoyed coding up until this moment. Which transitions into my next pro. It got me excited to code. I enjoyed the coding because it introduced it in such an easy way. This is a smart toy. It's helping you gain a skill that you otherwise would not have known whether or not you enjoyed it, so you can take it as far as you want. Because they give you the basics and later on you can be creative with it, I can't imagine what smart kids are going to come up with some really fun and interesting ideas manipulating the codes that are already there. I was very skeptical, but the actual connection of the wand to the app was very responsive, except for the minor delay that is there. When you flick it, if you flick it hard, it'll go higher. If you flick it low, it'll go lower. And if you turn it left to right, the feather will move, it'll rotate. It really got the kid in me so happy and so excited and just entranced in doing what it was asking me to do. And then of course you can get creative with that. Every few times they have things called puzzles, which in essence is just a way to test your knowledge. So they're like, okay, now it's your turn. Let's make these chocolate frogs do that. and then they don't give you any instructions, and then you're left with the menu on the side and you drag and drop until you get it right. But they don't make it too hard to the point where you're like, The list of summons are numerable. We have everything from owls to birdie bots to chocolate frogs. You can see the list. You can slow it down if you want, but it has a lot of things. If you could think about it, you could probably summon it. Playability. I spent about 4 hours on this kit. I didn't even realize the time passed by except for when I was trying to troubleshoot, then it just felt really long. And I'm pretty sure I barely scratched the surface of playtime. I only got through 2 different spells, both Accio and Wingardium Leviosa. And when it comes to the poster, we have way more spells to go. So that means, like I said, I barely scratched the surface. Conflictingly, I know there's quite a bit of cons, but I feel like these cons don't necessarily completely stop the experience, the learning activity, and the value that is in this box. You have to, of course, keep in consideration that it is a $100 kit if you're in the US. The price will vary. It's the holiday season. I've seen it on sale. So I would give this kit, you're gonna be surprised, an 8 on 10 dorks. Now, before you get upset, listen to me. Listen, Linda, listen.
Listen to me, listen to me.
It does have playability. It does have some amazing skills to learn. The wand actually disconnecting is an issue. One of the games is a problem, but I feel like one game out of the numerous games that are there should not impede on the experience nor the actual learnability. That's gonna be a new word in this kit. So if you're looking for a smart toy that is for either yourself or for someone that you know that is looking into coding or just wants the dork out, I probably would not have any issues recommending it thus far. I will most likely play with this a lot more. Should I ever come up with more issues, I promise I will mention them in future videos. But up until now, I feel like the experience itself has not been diluted. Since y'all know how important learning is to me, this week's video is sponsored by Skillshare. If you noticed at the beginning of the video, I did something a little different, which is a stop-go animation of the wand turning a little creature into a spider. The tutorial I followed is by Claudia McLelland, and she showed us how to make a steamation, which is supposed to be for kids, but I found it really useful and very helpful to make things easier for me. I mean, we are reviewing kids' products, right? So through her animation of this cute little cat creature jumping into the water, I learned exactly how to make my own stop-go. There's still quite a bit that I can learn from, but you know, it's not bad for a first time. What do you think? If you don't know what Skillshare is, it is a platform with thousands of online classes ranging from arts, crafts, clay, resin, steamation or stop-go animation, and probably other kinds of animation too if you're into that. For an annual subscription of under $10 a month, you get access to a premium membership for classes that can help you improve your skills or learn new ones like I do. More specifically, I really am more into the art stuff and craft stuff. So as a promotional offer for the first 500 people to click the link in description box below, you get the first 2 months for free on Skillshare. If you try it and you like it, keep going. And at least if you tried it and it's not your thing, you can just cancel it and move along. At least you tried. I would really love to try more stop-go animations. I have so much Play-Doh, so much potential. So thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video. If you want to watch a salty review, check it out over here. And if you want to watch a crafting video, check it out down here. Until then, I will see you grains in the next video.